Hey, what's up guys? Today we'll be drawing Riolu from Pokemon. In this short video tutorial, I will be going over the step-by-step of how to create this Riolu drawing from start to finish. Check out the video chapters in the description below to preview all the steps or to skip to the chapter that interests you the most. And if you already love what you see on this completed drawing, please feel free to hit like and subscribe. Now let's take a look at the materials we need for this drawing. You're going to need a pencil, a black marker, an eraser, and some crayons. The colors I have here with me is a black and a gray for all the black areas of Riolu. And I have a dark blue and a light blue for the body, the arm, and the head. And then I have a red for the mouth and the eyes. Okay, so now, to briefly go over all the steps, we're going to begin by roughing in the basic shapes and form with pencil, then refine the rough sketch with the detailed line work. After that, we're going to trace the pencil drawing with the marker, then color in the highlight, midtone, and shadows. And finally, trace the profile lines again with the marker to complete the drawing. I'll be doing speed drawing throughout the whole video, so feel free to draw along and pause the video whenever you like to catch up with me. Alright, let's get started. Now, before we start our drawing, let's take a look at a reference picture of Riolu and find out what shapes and form we can use to help us create the drawing. So, we can start the head with a circle. You can see very clearly the circle here on Riolu. Okay. Draw the cross on here to help me locate the facial features later on. Got two little triangles on top of the head for the ears, and we have the two. Riolu, I'm not sure if he has 2 years or 4 years. Looks like 4 years to me. So, 2 more years in the shape of the water drop. Okay, see the shape of the water drop. Alright, and then the body is in the shape of a very thick eggplant. See that? And the size of the body is a little bit smaller than the head. So you can use your pencil as a measuring tool and find out the proportions of things. You can draw two circles for the thighs. Okay, then we have the legs coming down. Okay, see? Comes down like, imagine 2 cylinders coming down. And then 2 rectangles here with 3 circles for the toes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we have this shape right here in the back for the tail. So it's kind of like a curve, a very thick U with a little angle at the end. Okay, so the 2 arms, one goes out this way, one goes out that way. So I'm going to draw 2 long sticks. One goes out this way, the other one goes out that way. And then draw in 3 circles for the fingers on the palm. Alright, so that's like the basic form of Riolu. Let's take a look at the lighting. So we got some shadow on the bottom right here, the bottom of the ears, okay, bottom of the arm. So some cast shadows underneath the thighs. And some highlights here and here, you can see highlights. So I'm pretty sure lighting is coming from this direction. Alright, so now we have all the information we need to start our drawing. Let's begin by roughing in the basic shapes and forms. So the way I draw circles, I'll draw, like, let's say I'm drawing the head, okay? So I will draw the 4 corners of the circle first. This kind of locates or anchors the placement of the shape. And then I will draw the 4 other corners, and then I connect the lines. Okay, so give this technique a try. It gives you a lot more control of your shapes, okay? So give it a try. Now, if you're not happy with what you have right now, keep working on it until you do. Make sure your anatomy and compositions are good. Remember, we're learning from the reference picture right now. We're learning like how Riolu should be drawn correctly from the official picture. Okay, so double check from the reference picture, and if you think you're ready to go, let's start refining the drawing. See how the rough sketch feels like it's faded away now? We have a refined pencil drawing. Learn to draw with short and repetitive strokes. Now still draw very lightly. Draw very lightly, but look for that definitive line you're willing to commit to, through the rough lines. And when you found it, start drawing more heavier. Okay? And your rough line is going to feel like it's fading away because you have a heavier line overriding it. Okay? So that's how your real drawing comes out from your rough sketch. Now the next step is to trace your pencil drawing with the marker and then erase the pencil drawing afterwards. Pay attention to the area where shapes overlap. So for Riolu, you see right here. Now the reason why the ear line is cutting into the face is indicating that this ear is in front of the head. The reason why this line of the head is cutting into the line of this ear is indicating that this shape, the head, is in front of that ear. Okay, so pay attention to little areas like that. And remember, you don't have to finish one long line with one single stroke. You can break it up into several strokes. Just make sure that it looks continuous. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, let's say I'm tracing this ear right here. It's one line, two lines, 3, 4, 5. See, it's actually 5 curved lines that I drew to complete this teardrop shape. Okay, so don't try to draw all one take. Okay, most likely the line's going to be off and it's just not going to look good. Now before we begin tracing, if you enjoyed the tutorial so far, remember to hit like and subscribe. Okay, it is the biggest appreciation I can get from you guys. Okay, so now let's start tracing. Okay, so when you erase the pencil drawing, make sure that you hold down the paper with the other hand so that you don't risk a wrinkle or creasing up your paper, okay? So now the next step is coloring. Most objects you draw will have highlight, midtone, and shadows. Now on white paper, we can overlay colors to make it look darker, but we cannot overlay colors to make it lighter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to locate and mark off all the highlight area first. It's the highlight, Got some highlight here, right here on the thigh, and some of the toes. Okay, so I'm going to mark off those areas first so I know to leave it alone. And just color everything else with a layer of midtone. Okay, so the midtone is the neutral color with no highlight or shadow. Okay, and then after I have all the midtone colored in, I will add the shadows on top of the midtone to make it darker. So now for the highlights, I do leave it white a lot of times because it makes the highlight more noticeable and your form will look more dimensional. Now if I do color in the highlights at the end, it will probably be just a light layer of the midtone color. So now when you color, try to color in the direction of the form instead of just drawing randomly. Okay, just try to see the form and color to the form. Okay, in the direction. Let me show you what I mean. So let's say I'm coloring in the arm right now. Instead of just doing this way and then that way, this way, try to follow the form of the arm. See that? That's what I mean. Okay. All right. So I'm going to start with either the lightest area or the lightest color or the smallest area. So looking at our reference picture, I'm probably going to start with the eyes, like the reds, because they're so easy, and then probably after that I'll color in the blue, and then lastly the gray and the black. Okay? Let's do this. Okay, so now that we have all the midtone colors in our drawing, let's take a look at all the shadows. Okay, so there are form shadows and cast shadows usually on an object. So for just Riolu. Okay, so I've been drawing too many Mega Pokemon lately. So all these shadow areas you see right here underneath the form, because lighting is coming from the top, they are form shadow, which follows the curves of the form. Now you also have cast shadows. For example, this will be considered a cast shadow right here. And this will also be considered a cast shadow, because these two shadows are actually a shadow casted from another form or object that's closer to the lighting. So, closer to the light source. So see how the leg is casting the shadow here, right here, and the ear will cast shadow here, and the arm would be casting the shadow here. Okay? So I'm going to add the shadows in now. Now I know this drawing looks very flat with just the midtones right now, but watch this. And there we have it. We have Riolu from Pokemon. I hope you guys enjoyed this drawing tutorial. Let me know in the comments below what we should draw next. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Remember, drawing is like playing the piano. You can have the best instructor and the best music sheet in front of you. You might even know the music very well, but it is only through practice that you will get better and become what you want to be. The whole point of my video is to provide a side-by-side training for you on a daily basis. Like riding a bicycle. I might have to hold your bike for you in the beginning, but just keep drawing, and before you know it, you'll be flying. I'll see you next time.